Hey guys, Timothy Jones. Welcome back to my channel. Um, Today's video is not what I'm supposed to be filming today, but it's in that spirit that I come to you with this video in the first place. As 2021 rolls on, I have realized that I'm just so completely disinterested in doing anything that I do not want to do. Um, and that's not to say that I'm abandoning my goals, because I'm not abandoning my goals at all. Well, mostly, mostly not abandoning my goals at all. But I just, I really feel like it's just time out for doing this because of pressures that I've put on myself based on things that aren't even necessarily rooted in what my reality is. I know you're probably wondering, why are you being so cryptic? Just get to the point, CCJ. The point is that I am not going to be pressuring myself to write my series books altogether anymore. I'm just not. And I know that's probably disappointing for for some of you guys, but for the first 5 or 6 years of my career, the way that series happened for me, or the way that all of my backlists happened for me, was that I wrote a book, and then once I was finished with that book, I wrote whatever I felt like writing next. There was no particular pressure to stick within a series because I wasn't purposely creating any series. I was just writing. And then when I did purposely create series, I wasn't putting that huge weight on myself to, okay, you wrote one, now you got to write the others all together all at once, because that's what readers like. But you know what? I didn't build my career on that. I built my career on writing what I wanted to write when I wanted to write it. And so why am I doing that to myself? Why do it to myself? Um, the first time I did it with the Love Sisters, it was basically a challenge to myself. Like whenever I see something that I feel might be like a weakness of mine when it comes to my craft, I like to try to push against that boundary. I don't like to just kind of let it sit there like, oh, that's just the way I am. That's just what it's gonna be. I don't like that. I like to try to push up against that boundary. And so with the Love Sisters, I wanted to go ahead and prove to myself, to myself more than anything, that I can start a series and finish a series all together, all at once. And it was tough and it was very stressful. And honestly, I think the other two books in that series suffered for it, because instead of me giving them breathing room and giving them more space to develop what I had learned from writing that first book, it was like, all right, now let's get to it. Go ahead and do the other ones. And I'm not saying that I rushed those books, because I don't feel like I did. I feel like I gave those books their due, but at the same time, I wonder what different it could have been if I had done what I did with everything, with everything else in my catalog before that, where I take a break between those books in the series, and writing subsequent projects gives me room to learn more and grow more and develop my craft even more as this artist that I consider myself. And so it just makes me wonder. But once I did it, it was kind of like, all right, now you don't have any excuse to not continue forward with it. And so I moved forward with it, and I did that another time, and I feel like the same thing. And it's not a thing at all of not feeling like, well, it wasn't my best work or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like I'm a person or I am, an artist who grows more with that variation, with that learning experience and everything in between. And so going forward into the other Vegas Nights books, and going forward into whatever other series I introduce, I am not going to be pressuring myself to write them back to back. Now, if those are the characters that are talking to me, and it's not a thing of me having to drown anybody else out in order to get this to them, then yeah, of course, I'm going to move forward with it. But other than that, I'm going to go back to what I felt like was really, really serving me well, which was listening to whatever characters came to me next, and not kind of trying to pigeonhole myself into any certain thing. And so, yeah, there's that. And it's crazy because when I think about, when I think about that, though, that those past titles like the Serendipitous Love series, even like the Wright brothers, which was planned as a series, even the If You Can series, which was planned as a series, I gave myself breathing room in between those books. I gave myself time to, experience more as a person and to see more and to consume more myself. And I really feel like it just did so much. And then there were the books who were never even planned to be a series, like the Serendipitous Love series. Oh, I didn't set out to write a series. I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not a series kind of girl. I don't like series. I like to write a book and then let that breathe. I like to let it go. And y'all, like readers, y'all gotta learn how to let the author let certain characters go. Every book does not need a part two, even if there's some more stuff that can happen to the characters. Every book don't need a part two. And y'all ain't gonna keep pressuring me to write part twos for books that I'm done with. I'm done with them. I'm gone. It's over. But that's not the case for the Vegas Night series. I definitely have more coming for them. I definitely have more coming for those. What is most heavily on my mind next, don't hold me to this, but what is most heavily on my mind next is actually another Equilibrium book. So I'm excited about I'm excited about what that may be. So yeah, we're just gonna move forward with what feels good and move forward with, honestly, again, what worked for me. I gotta go back to it. So we'll see what happens. Bye.